Hey there drone fans, Rick here again with another review, and today I'd like to show you the difference between crash avoidance and A.P.A.S, because A.P.A.S is a very sophisticated obstacle avoidance technology that sort of takes crash avoidance to the next level, because crash avoidance is built into a lot of drones nowadays, and essentially what crash avoidance or obstacle avoidance does is when it sees a solid object in front of it, it'll brake. So it basically keeps the drone from smacking into a tree that you missed when you were flying through the woods. So it's a great feature to protect your drone. The challenge is, a lot of times you'd like to navigate between those trees and the crash avoidance will stop you from getting too close to a tree. So what I'd like to show you is crash avoidance, which again will protect your drone, versus A.P.A.S, which is an extremely sophisticated technology from DJI that basically looks at the area in front of the drone, and it's essentially looking for holes between the solid objects. So it can identify solid objects and surfaces, and it's trying to chart a path between those solid objects. So as you fly into that forest, like I'm going to do in a minute here, it'll look for those solid objects and find a way between those solid objects to continue forward. So what I'm going to do first is show you crash avoidance, pretty basic. It'll pull into these trees, you'll hear it complain an awful lot, and then it'll eventually stop. And that's a great feature, again, to protect your drone. But then I'll turn on bypass mode, which is the A.P.A.S built into the Mini 3 Pro, and I'll show you how it can navigate through. So first we're going to do the crash avoidance. I've got the recording on. Yep, we're ready to go. And these are the trees I'm going to try and crash into. So let's see what happens here. We'll have a little bit of fun. You can hear this thing start to beep when I get close. All right, it's already seeing the trees. It does not like that tree. Not even a little bit. So it's going to stop right there. It's going to protect your drone. It's not going to let you smack into that tree. Now, let me get out a little bit further. You actually have a setting where you can turn it off completely, and that gets really dangerous, but I do that often when I'm flying in areas like this where I have to get close to something, because the obstacle avoidance will stop me from getting too close to a particular object. And a lot of times I want to fly pretty close, or I'm trying to tuck it in between two different objects, so I do turn it off. But my recommendation would be always keep the minimum of braking on, so crash avoidance on. And I like A.P.A.S. I use it a ton, and I'm going to show you how that works now. So you go into the settings, and you have three choices, and you'll use the bypass setting. Now I've set it up for bypass. Now what I'm going to do is fly directly, same path, I'm going to fly directly into these trees, and let's see how it does. I'm really excited about this. I have extra propellers, so if this goes horribly wrong, I'll just swap out the propellers, but let's give it a shot. All right, so let me actually pull it over this way a little bit. All right, I'm going to aim it right at this cluster of trees right over here, and just keep your fingers crossed. All right, so it sees the branch. Uh-oh, it's going right for that tree. What's going to happen? Oh, it's going to the left. Now it's going to the right. Well, it's confused. No, it found a path through. Oh, that's absolutely amazing. So, all right, so it navigated right into the woods. Now here's going to be the cool thing. All I'm going to do is pull back on the joystick, and let's see if it can find its way back out without crashing into something. I'm so excited here. There we go. All right, I'm coming back. It's heading right for a tree, Oh, it moved left. No, it stopped again. It moved left, it moved right, and now it's confused. It's stuck in the middle of the trees. No, it found a way around it. It sees another branch, and it's coming back towards me. So there it is right there. Now, it did complain when it was going through there, but I still think it's absolutely amazing that this can navigate. Let me get this guy out of the way here. That this guy can navigate a complex environment like that. It's got dual cameras, stereoscopic cameras on the front. And what those cameras are doing is using all the available light that bounces off those solid subjects and builds, I guess digitally, a wireframe inside the technology to let it know where those solid objects are again, and then it figures out a way to avoid the solid objects and basically find the holes. It's like a linebacker. It's looking for that hole in the line to get through and run downfield. So pretty amazing technology. And again, you have to remember, the drone weighs 249 grams. How did they possibly fit all of that technology inside the drone? Now I'm going to spend a little bit more time in another clip going into more detail about A.P.A.S, because as an engineer, I'm completely enchanted with A.P.A.S because there's so much going on inside that drone to make that work correctly. I also found out something that I'm going to explore in another clip. The processor power needed for A.P.A.S to work compromises other things going on in the drone. So I'll just tease you with that a little bit, but if you have a lot of features turned on, maybe even a higher resolution in your recording, A.P.A.S operates differently. So that processor has to sort of triage what's going on inside the drone, and it can't do everything at once. So if you turn on A.P.A.S and you have high resolution recording, 4K at 60, you have other features turned on, it's not going to operate the same as if you're running it at 1080p. And I'll show you that in another clip. I guess I'll let the cat out of the bag there, but I did a ton of testing around it, and it's a pretty cool feature, but it does have some limitations that you need to be aware of. But that's pretty much it for today. Now, the rest of the day, I'm gonna go out here and try and crash this thing into a tree to see if I can really push it to its limits. And I may put a little bit of a clip together showing you all the attempts that I've had. And if I wing something, I'll show you that as well. And I'll show you me changing those propellers. But I trust that A.P.A.S so much that I have no fear whatsoever that it's gonna work just great. So thanks an awful lot for watching today. I hope you found this review helpful. Again, I'll show you some screenshots of how you turn on the brake, how you turn on the bypass. If you haven't discovered that on your own already, those are two really advanced features that are built into the Mini 3 Pro that'll save you from crashing into things, but even cooler, if it's chasing you through the woods, it's going to avoid those trees and lock onto you and chase you through those woods without running into anything, which I think is absolutely amazing. So thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button down there. What are you waiting for? I have so many clips coming. You're going to want to be on the channel to see those. So if you haven't done that, hit that. Join the Drone Valley family so you don't miss any of those clips. And if you're interested in this drone, I've got a link below where you can go check it out. I think it's a wonderful drone. I've talked about the Mavic 3 Pro before. To me, I think the Mavic 3 Pro represents state-of-the-art, one of the best drones you can get. It's incredibly portable, it's small, it's easy to fly. So I know I've talked about it a lot in the channel, and I fly all kinds of drones, but when I leave the house, this is the one that's in my bag pretty much every time I leave. I just love that drone. So that's it for today. Thanks again for watching, and as always, happy flying.